Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now December 15th of 2021, and we're only getting closer to the release of the Book of Boba Fett series, as well as the marketing run for the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV show. That's really going to settle in once the Book of Boba Fett series comes to a close. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way, guys, I am on Twitter at Mike01 if you guys want to go ahead and give me a follow on there. I do post a couple of entertaining things from time to time, and really make sure to interact with you guys further. So, what's the deal with, of course, Jon, George, and Dave? Well, they're hard at work on really putting things all together between the movies, the comics, the books, the novels, the video games, the TV shows, be it live action or animated, whatever have you. A lot of work is being poured in by these three individuals to really bring Star Wars back to the vision by George Lucas. And that, to me, I think is long overdue. The fact that we have had so many issues before in the past, all because of Kathleen Kennedy, on the sequel trilogy to Solo: A Star Wars Story, and more related to the High Republic era. It just goes on and on with Kathleen Kennedy. However, when it all dwindles down to what matters the most, Star Wars movies, right? Feature films that actually go into theaters and not on a streaming service. That is the ultimate experience, to actually watch Star Wars movies with strangers, with everyone in one room, with other fans, and hearing and listening to their reactions and how they actually give feedback to the movies in real time. So everything related to that, we know that Star Wars Celebration of 2022 is going to be a big deal, because not only will it announce new Star Wars TV shows, but it's also going to be announcing new Star Wars movies, including the 4th Star Wars trilogy. So with that being said, of course, what's really intriguing has everything to do with Disney CEO Bob Chapek. Alright, so with, of course, both Disney and Lucasfilm now focused on their new Star Wars projects like Star Wars Ahsoka and the Kenobi series, both George, Jon, and Dave are actively creating new stories that will be announced at Star Wars Celebration next year. Currently, Disney CEO Bob Chapek is doing something big for the future of Star Wars with the 4th Star Wars trilogy that is set to be announced and teased at next year's Celebration event. Disney is currently on the hunt for experienced writers and directors to handle the new Star Wars movies that will introduce the forbidden region of the galaxy in a brand new era for Star Wars that is set to feature actor KEANU Reeves and Jennifer Connelly as the Sith Queen and King of Exegol. Now let me stop right there for a second. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago, that the Sith Queen and King of Exegol are going to be featured in new books, novels, and comics before the live-action feature films are going to really extend all of this. That is, of course, so that Lucasfilm can really implement the familiarity upon fans to really get familiar with these new characters before the films even arrive. It's kind of similar, I guess you could say, to what they're doing with the High Republic books, novels, and comics, and how they're building toward video games and other aspects of that era. Now, moving on beyond this, it's described that the new films are first going to be touched on in the forms of books and comics for next year that will boost the familiarity for King Valar, who is set to be an ancient Sith Lord, and the first of his kind to master the power of essence transfer that allowed him to jump from body to body over the years. The new films are set to dive deep into the origin of the Sith that is going to introduce all types of new Star Wars lore, and even new Sith worlds that have never been introduced in the Star Wars canon as of yet. Lucasfilm has a key plan in stock with the 4th trilogy, and that is to also tap into the origin also of the name Skywalker and its true meaning in the Star Wars world. This, however, does not label the trilogy as part of the Skywalker saga, but will tap into the origin of the Skywalker legacy and the first Skywalker in existence, as well. That is going to really give fans something to be excited for. Now, beyond this, the origin of the Skywalker name is also said to have big connections to the forbidden region of the galaxy, and that this is an element that is being treated very carefully for this new era. So, once again, let me just pause here, because the forbidden region is going to be a brand new region that's going to be added to the galaxy's map. So far we have things, for example, like the Outer Rim, the Unknown Regions, the Mid-Rim, all these different areas, right? But this one is going to be a brand new section of the galaxy that has yet to be explored by Disney and Lucasfilm. That, to me, I think, is thinking outside the box a little bit, because they're adding a brand new piece to the galaxy that is now going to become a part of these new Star Wars films, giving them a clean slate to really introduce something new. Moving on. Now, creators Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni will be calling the shots on many of the lore and what's to be approved for the new Star Wars movies that will be unveiled at Celebration, and that Lucasfilm is also trying their best to make their darkest Star Wars movies in franchise history. George Lucas will also be allowing some of his unused concepts from Star Wars Legends to make its way into the new Star Wars films for characters like King Valar and Queen Valar, as well as Princess Valar, who is set to be portrayed by actress Gal Gadot of the Wonder Woman movies by Patty Jenkins. Now, Disney's overall plan is to really tap into the origin of the Jedi, as well, that will provide the fans unexpected new truths and revelations of exactly how the Jedi and the entire Jedi Order started to begin with. Actor Keanu Reeves is said to be excited to become a part of the brand and has already had lengthy conversations with Bob Chapek about the approach to these new movies and what they are planning. Disney also wants to get Keanu involved with a new Marvel universe, where these new films are also planned to reveal more about the unknown regions of the galaxy that was briefly touched on in Episode 9 by J.J. Abrams, something that Disney, of course, now wants to fully dive into for the fandom. Now, this to me I think is even all the more exciting that fans need to be aware of, is the fact that we have these new movies that are going to be approached in a darker sense. A more dark and gritty theme or tone, whatever you would like to call it. They're going to be looking at Lord of the Rings for inspiration. So these new movies are described to be a mixture of Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, and Game of Thrones into one. An interesting approach. I kind of like that. I like the fact that they want to give it that broad feeling, that big, expansive feeling of Star Wars, and making it not a small-scale set of Star Wars movies, but large-scale Star Wars movies. Basically meaning tons of new worlds, tons of adventures, and a lot of new characters that are really going to add this brand new era of Star Wars and a brand new level, if you will, or a brand new take on the franchise that we have yet to have seen by Disney and Lucasfilm. So the fact that they're going to be using a lot of unused Star Wars Legends material, a lot of unapproved content that never made its way into the books back in the 1990s, that's also something exciting. For all we know, the Forbidden Region was going to be a thing by George Lucas, but just never really became a reality for Legends back then. So I think that what they're ultimately trying to do here is that they're really trying to, just by the fact that they are trying to hire, experienced writers and directors, that just goes to show you that they don't want to screw things up with the sequels. They want to have everything pre-planned and not really doing things on the fly, like with what they did with the sequel trilogy movies, of course. So that's one thing that's going to really lead to success if they know what they're doing right from the get-go, and they really have all of these plans pretty much already established. Then they know what they're doing for the years to come. They really do have a lot of changes that are going through Lucasfilm and how they handle Star Wars in a more respectful light. So overall, guys, I would really like to hear what you have to say about the fourth trilogy and what you feel about the fact that they are going to be diving into the origin of the name Skywalker and what that really means for the Forbidden Region of the galaxy. Overall, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know about all this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.